101. Hello everybody and welcome to Chunking 101. Today's song is called Asabak aeshqon, or you can also find it on YouTube as Craziness. The singer of this song is Abdurrahman Mohammed. However, he is not the writer or the creator of this song. And this is the interesting thing about this piece of song of music, because it is actually based on a poem. The person who actually wrote this poem back in the 600s, his name was, and I'm gonna read it because it's too long, Yazid ibn Muawiyah ibn Abi Sufyan. So as I just said, this poem was written back in the year 600s, and so it's pretty old, and therefore some vocabulary that we will find in this song is not really used nowadays, and I will explain how you can say that in standard Arabic or in a more colloquial way. Last but not least, the singer didn't use the entire poem for this song, and he also modified a few parts.
أصابك رميت بأسهم.
In the first line we have Asabak رميت بأسهم. Like the name of the song itself, Asabak is saying, have you been hit by love? رميت بأسهم, or have you been thrown with arrows or by arrows? So that's what it will translate into in English in a way that it makes sense. But now let's see how you could actually translate it word by word. So Asabak is saying, have you been hit by love? Because it's saying Asabak with the kaf ending. Aeshqon, it's another way to refer to love. How surprising, another word in Arabic to talk about love. But this one is actually a little bit stronger, deeper, because it's more than love. So basically we have Asabak aeshqon, in which Asabaka means hit you in past tense, and aeshqon means love, you know, like stronger kind of love, deeper than just love. But basically this is the doer of the action. So for it to make more sense, for us at least, we should say aeshqon asabaka, love hit you, or did love hit you. Also, it's worth mentioning that in this sentence he's actually kind of asking a question, and we don't have the hal at the beginning that shows us that he's asking a question, but you will see it in the next line. Or roomit بأسهم. Roomit means thrown, okay? It comes from the word rama, which means he threw. بأسهم, by arrows, with arrows, and there you can see the b, not ma humi, okay? Pay attention to that.
فما hadhihi إلا sajiatu mughrami.
فما هذه إلا sajiatu mughrami. فما هذه إلا sajiatu mughrami. So as I said before, now the singer is actually responding or answering the question that he asked before. And for that he's saying, so this is nothing but lover's instinct. Famaa, therefore, so, it works like a so, but not like the so in English in all its different ways. That's why I say therefore, even though it's more academic. hadhihi, this female, إلا sajiatu mughrami. Illa, nothing but, sajiatu, instinct, mughrami, lovers. So literally, like, this is nothing but instinct, lovers, but lovers instinct, we will say. Really quick, let's look at hadhihi illa sajiatu, because here I want to show you how we have the concordance between hadhihi being this feminine and sajiatun, okay? There is another way to say hadhihi, which is hadhihi, okay? And it's pretty much a synonym of hadhihi. This is basically because in Arabic they don't like repeating words over and over, so they have a synonym. So if you run into this word, you know that it means this feminine, just like hadhihi.
ألا فاسقني كاسات
ألا فاسقني كاساتي وغني لي. ألا فاسقني كاساتي وغني لي. Pour me glasses and sing for me. So in this case, Allah is not really like giving any meaning to the sentence, it's just like filling a space. But then fasqini literally means give me, but in this context we know that it's talking about pouring, like pour me glasses. fasqini kaasaati, glasses. وغني لي. fasqini usually goes with the word wine, and that's how we know that they are actually talking about wine. Even though they say pour me glasses, they don't say glasses of what. We kind of understand that they're talking about wine. وغني لي. غني means sing. I can say to you as an order, غني غني, sing. But if I tell you غني لي is sing for me.
بذكر سليما والكمان ونغمي.
Bidikri Suleima والكمان ونغمي. Mentioning Suleima and the violin and the melody. We can't really get more meaning besides that from this sentence. Something that I wanted to highlight is actually the word Bidikri. In this case, it's being used as Bidikri, which is mentioning or recalling, remembering, sort of. And it comes from the verb ذكر, which means recall, cite, remind, etc. So here we see that the main verb is ذكر, and here it works as cite, mention. However, just by changing the shakl, we can arrive to different meanings. So for instance, if I add a shadda here, it says ذكر, which is he reminded. Also, if I say ذكرون, it's a noun and it is male. So here you can see just like all the meanings that this verb can have depending on the shakl and pretty much the context, because if you find this word without the shakl, it will be hard for you to know as a non-native speaker what they are actually talking about, so you have to see by context.
أيا داعيا بذكر العامرية أنني.
أيا داعيا بذكر العامرية أنني. Okay, from the beginning I must say that for this sentence to actually kind of make sense, like it needs to be followed right away by the next one, but it will be too much information all at once, so just keep that in mind. You who recall by mentioning العامرية, that I am, and then we will see how it continues with the next sentence. أيا داعيا بذكري. داعيا and بذكري in this case are kind of synonyms, like he's saying you who recall, mention, remind, okay? العامرية is actually a tribe, and I guess you could guess that this is where the lover, like the girl that the singer is singing to, maybe that's where she comes from. But we don't know that, I'm just guessing. Annani means I am in this case, and careful not to confuse it with annani, which means selfish. An example that Hamza just gave me is that, let's say, I ask you, why don't you share your things with me? You could simply respond, لأنني أناني, because I am selfish. And you're just saying all that together.
أغار عليها من فم المتكلم.
أغار عليها من فم المتكلم. أغار عليها من فم المتكلم. So as I said before, like the أنني goes with this sentence because I am, and then he said أغار عليها, I am jealous. So I am jealous of the mouths that speak or talk about her. So this is one of the grammar points that I wanted to focus on today, because hopefully you're gonna take it home with you this time, which is أغار عليها or أغار عليه. So this is basically to say that you are jealous of something about that person, but that it has to do with that person, okay? It doesn't really work like English that you say, I am jealous of Hamza, but أغار عليه mean what? Like, I am jealous about his or about him for something. Oof, it's so hard to explain. So from now on, you will hear it often in the song, like agaru aleiha, and it's going to be the same thing. He's just going to mention like all the things that he's jealous about, like that surround her. Okay. In this case, he's saying agaru aleiha min thiyabiha. I am jealous of her clothes. And here you can see again the concordance of agaru aleiha min thiyabiha. Okay, always talking about her. Just really quick to remember the concordance. Agaru aleiha min thiyabiha. Okay?
إذا لبستها فوق جسم منعم
إذا لبستها فوق جسم منعم. Sorry. إذا لبستها فوق جسم منعم. If she wore them on her soft body. إذا, another word to remember, if لبستها, if she wore them, فوق, on top, جسمي. In this case, he's saying جسمي. You could say جسمها, like her body, but we get it from the context. منعمي, soft.
أغار عليها من أبيها وأمها
أغار عليها من أبيها وأمها. This is the easiest sentence in the entire song, so let's see if you can get it first. You know what أغار عليها means, you know it now. Then you say min, like what are you jealous of about her? And here he says أبيها وأمها. Remember that if you have the endings ha and ha, you know that it's talking about something that belongs to her. So if you know what abi means and ummi means, you'll get the meaning by yourself. So أغار عليها من أبيها وأمها. He's saying, I am jealous of her father and of her mother.
إذا حدثا بالكلام المغمغم
إذا حدثها بالكلام المغرم. If they talk to her with a mumbled, not understandable, hard to hear speech. If حدثها is talking about the parents' speech. بالكلام المغمغم, with like mumble speech, كلامي, words, okay?
وأحسد كاسات تقبلن ثغرها
وأحسد كاسات تقابلن ثغرها. And I envy the glasses that touch her mouth hole. And let me explain this. So the song is actually talking about the glasses that touch her hole, and we cannot be dirty-minded here because the hole, of course, if you're talking about glasses, it's talking about the mouth. And basically it's like referring to this part of the mouth when you drink from a glass of water, what touches your lips, let's say, or your mouth in general. So here we finally made it to the word that I was telling you about, that it's not like agaru because it has a stronger meaning. I envy, ahsudu. And ahsudu, somebody, and it means I envy. And in the Arabic language, it is a strong word because if you think about somebody who envies another person, it's like if I envy, for instance, my sister for getting a new car, it's like I wish she didn't get it because I feel I'm so, I don't want to say jealous because that's not the word, but I envy her so much to the point that it's like I wish she never got a new car, or I wish it was me who got a new car. So careful when you use this word because it's different from jealousy, okay? Envy and jealousy, I don't know if the distinction is so clear in English as it is in Arabic, but keep it in mind that in Arabic, ahsudu has like a bad idea because you don't want people to envy other people. So ahsudu, you don't use it with alayha or alayhi, you will just say ahsuduha or ahsuduhu to say I envy her or I envy him. In this case, the singer is saying how he envies the glasses that touch her mouth. So in this case, the singer is using a strong word to say like I envy those glasses that touch her lips because it should be me kissing her. And if you think about it, it makes sense that he wouldn't say I envy her parents, because as I said, ahsudu has like a bad connotation, so you can be jealous of her parents, but it's not like he wishes she didn't have parents, you know. So he's jealous of them, but he envies the glasses that touch her mouth.
إذا وضعتها موضع اللثم في الفم.
إذا وضعتها موضع اللثم في الفم. This sentence is like really hard to translate. It's not like you're going to grade a lot of vocabulary from it, so I'll do my best. Well, Hamza will do his best because he's translating it, for you to know what it's talking about, but it's not like you can really get much out of it for like personal growth. This sentence goes along with the previous one when he's talking about the glasses that touch her mouth. And then here he's saying if she placed them basically in the place where you will kiss a mouth, sort of. So this sentence is really hard for me to translate. Even with Hamza, we spent a lot of time trying to decipher what it's talking about, because it's using the word lithm, which has a meaning nowadays, but after some research we realized the meaning that it used to have, and so we came to two conclusions. So for instance, one of the meanings, if we say lathama al-fatat, is he kissed the girl, because lathim is the area of the mouth, like where you kiss basically, and that is the old meaning. But nowadays, lathim refers to the scarf that people usually wear in the desert, that they cover their hairs and their faces with. And so if we think about a girl who will cover her mouth area with the lathim as well, it's like if you remove that, it's the mouth area, and that's where you kiss. So again, don't worry about this sentence, it's really hard, it has complicated vocabulary. I'm gonna forget about it in the next 2 seconds. I already forgot about it, and yeah. That was it for today. If you think there's anything important that I forgot to mention, please let me know about it in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next video. Masalama!